All right, here we go. Try not to do that. And I think tonight we'll set up a fire. Look at that water down there. We may be able to camp underneath. Blue raspberry, excuse me. But that's my hand. Hey guys, you know what it is. We got another good one for you here. We're gonna have a little stealth camp on Turtle Rock. And there goes my ride. All right, let me show you what we got here. We got the Dinghy Hauler 9000 with my sleep system. Got my kayak with all my gear down here on the lake. I'm gonna go check out the old Turtle Rock and do a stealth camp down there. So this lake down here is a state park, and you know, we're gonna do a little stealth camp and got some stuff to cook up and some drinks to enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy the time. Forgot some of my bungees today, so these little ones are just gonna have to do for that. All right. Haven't been feeling the best, guys, so hopefully you guys can just bear with me. I got a pretty good little cough still. My dry bag with all my camera gear. Put it down right here. There we go. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Do a little short paddle over here to a place called Turtle Rock. At least that's what I call it. Get the old feet warmed up a little bit. Pull my pants back down. Pretty calm out here today. Overcast is supposed to turn way to some sun, so that'll be great. It's kind of a little breezy down here. Of course, the water's cold, but not supposed to be too bad today. Should warm up pretty decent later. No tent again. We're gonna try a tarp shelter. This location, I've been down here. I've never camped, but we're gonna have to come up with a system to rig up our tarp. So should be interesting. See what we can come up with here. Get down here, get the camp set up and get our fire going. Nice and toasty. This lake down here is known for perch. They have perch tournaments, and I guess it's a pretty big deal. A lot of crickets and stuff. They use lots of crickets to catch perch, and there's a lot of catfish and supposedly a lot of crappie. So, to come back and do some fishing over here. If we don't get banned for the stealth camp. Somebody's got them a little limb line set over here. Doesn't look like there's anything on it, but you never know. Nope. Pretty cool little overhang. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's probably 50 vultures down here flying around. Some landed. This little place right here is a spring that runs out into this lake, and every time it floods, it changes where the mouth is, and the whole terrain of it changes. Washes big logs and more gravel, or washes all the gravel out, and you never really know what to expect when you come down here. When I first found it, it was a big marshy area all through here, and there was lots of bullfrogs and carp feeding on grass and algae and stuff, and now it doesn't look anything like that. That used to be the main channel over that way whenever I found it. Now it's more this way. And this had a bunch of trees and stumps and grass growing up right here. All right. This looks like a pretty good spot to stash the kayaks right here, honestly. Hide them pretty good. This little hill and this wood right here will conceal us. Boats definitely can't make it up this far, so shouldn't have to worry about the lake police too much. Yeah, this looks good. All right. Soft mud. Tie off to this log right here. All right. Let's go check it out real fast. Some deer tracks. This little creek is called Snake Creek. Really just a spring. Crystal clear water. Cold water. Cold in the summertime. And that sometimes can be a little rare in Oklahoma because the summers are just so intense. I can remember being a kid and seeing it 117 on the bank thermometer. And I mean, that's not dry heat. That's just wet, pure, nasty heat. Okay. Looks like we better go around this. So it's a good thing I didn't put my shoes back on. So we would have had to take them off. Look at that water down there. That water. It's beautiful. All right. Let's get down here and I'll show you the spot we're going to camp at. We got to haul all of our gear over here. That won't be too bad. Water is completely dry. I guess I've never really been down here in the wintertime, but I sure didn't expect it to be dry like this. I think there's some water flowing down over on that side over there. This will be very interesting. We'll have some options on camping. So I planned on camping on top of that rock I called Turtle Rock. But we may be able to camp underneath it if we want. We have a fire down here underneath the rock. And then when we go to bring all of our gear, we just have to tote it up that and up those rocks right there. Won't be too bad. And then we can camp right up on top there. All right, guys. See you once I got all this gear toted up here. All right, guys. We don't have a ton of room to work with here, but I'm going to process up some wood so we can get us a fire going here in a little bit. So bear with me up here. The more snap that it has when it breaks, the drier the wood is, and the better firewood. And the better firewood that it makes. All right, guys, let's go see if I can get some bigger stuff. It's time to swap out batteries before it gets too low. I figure I'll show you my little camera setup. Got a little carrying bag here. Got some power banks in here. This charges my batteries from a power source. Pretty neat little deal. Made by Semic. It'll actually tell you the battery levels, and then it gives you different stats as they're charging and stuff. So really like this. Got this off of Amazon. Got a little head strap to record from there. Used it a little bit, don't like it that much. Usually when I'm on the kayak, I'll use this. It's a setup from Small Rig, and it's just a flexi body, and then the camera goes in here, and then I have a carrying case from Osmo, and I can put the camera in there, and that way if it falls in the water, it'll float. And then I just got my little 20-liter dry bag from Ascend. Keep all my stuff dry in there. All right, guys, we got a new battery. Let's get some firewood over here. All right, that ought to last us a little while. All right, here's our little camp. Got our bed set up. Got our cooler right here. Got my pack. Random supplies and stuff. Lantern or wood pile. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. All right. Catch you in a little bit. There's not a whole lot we get to enjoy sometimes in life as adults. But when we go out and we get to do stuff like this, it really makes it all worth it. So, kind of figured I'd get a few special drinks that I can try. Some new stuff I never tried before. So we got some blue raspberry water here from Walmart. All of this came from Walmart. We got a huckleberry. I think that one's going to be really good. And we got 2 energy drinks. We got a Kickstart, pineapple, orange, mango. I've never tried that before, so I think that'd be pretty good. And then we got a Red Bull Wild Berries. Haven't tried that either. So, good stuff to try. And while we're going over everything, I got some Mountain View cheesy hot dogs. These are made in Stillwell, Oklahoma, close to where I live. It's a local company, great people to work with. All their products are great. If you don't have them in your area, just Google Mountain View, and you should be able to find them online. Get a hold of them. Really good products. They're around here. They're famous for their hot links, but they offer a wide variety of meat: beef, pork, chicken, everything. So yeah, guys, we're just out here enjoying it. We got camp set up, so I think we're gonna go do a little exploring. Let's try this blueberry water and see if it's any good. Blue raspberry, excuse me. Oh yeah, I should have got like 3 of these. This is excellent right here. Blue raspberry. Very good. Very, very good. Wow. Haven't had anything to drink since we got here, so it's pretty nice. All right, guys. Pack this up and then we'll go do a little walk around and see what we can find around here. All right, guys, let's go check out this creek bed. Whenever I walked up here, I was kind of surprised, honestly, that there wasn't water flowing through here. I've been down here a handful of times, and there's always been water flowing through here. But I guess this one is a little bit more rain dependent. In the summertime, it's more wet than it is in the fall and winter. We'll probably come down to these little pools to get our water when we decide to make ramen. Hot cocoa. Oh look, there's still some minnows and shiners in there, if you can see. Trapped in there. Don't worry, guys, the water is going to return. It always does. They've probably been hunted by raccoons and other critters pretty hard, I would imagine. Let's see if there's any in this one. Oh yeah, there's a few. There is a few. Cool. Pretty cool. There's always something worthwhile in nature to go see. You just got to take the time to go do it. There's always time. When this is wet, this is kind of like different than this side. This is just crystal clear water that flows. And this side right here just makes like a, I mean, it still flows, but it's almost like a pond. There's lily pads and everything. Pretty crazy how nature is. This side versus that side. This side versus that side. Crazy. It's mind-boggling to you. Yeah. It's mind-boggling to me too. Maybe we can come back in the spring and the summer and I can show you guys the difference when there's water up here. Show you the 2 different sides of the spring right there. Now I'm tempted to go over there by that hillside and see if it's somewhat changed course, because we know it's flowing through the rocks, but also curious to see if there's an actual stream that's moving over there. It's highly possible. Highly possible. All right. Looks like we found another little pool. A few minnows and shiners in there. Nothing too crazy. All right, well, this is a good time to tell you guys about some upcoming videos that I have. So, Right now we're doing a stealth camp. And then I actually have a couple of more stealth camps coming up. My channel isn't only going to be about stealth camps, but you know, anytime I can find a good spot to do one, I'll definitely take advantage of it. But then probably in the next video, you guys are gonna get to see a little bit more of my son. As he gets older, we'll do more trips when he's able to kayak and do stuff like that, like on his own and paddle. I'm gonna take him with me more. But you guys are stuck with me for now as I learn to talk to the camera and be more comfortable with that, and hopefully get to know my audience more. I had my first comment this last video that I posted, so that's pretty exciting. My first legitimate comment. It's always a big deal, I think, for people who start channels. So yeah, got some good stuff in the works, and got a really big video that I'm working on for late spring when things start warming up good and the fish are biting good. I got something pretty cool that you guys are going to want to see. I'm pretty excited about it. So okay, well, let's see what else we can find. We got a big old sycamore tree here that's out and over the water. Big tree right here in this little bend. And we got, looks like we got a little funk growing on this one in this little pool. A little bit bigger though, so possible that there's frogs or something in there, I'm sure. Don't see anything stirring, but see if we can get over here and film this moss over here on these roots. Looks pretty cool. Not really trying to go in this water though. So let's see what happens. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but all right, I'm getting out of here before I go in. That was neat. I don't know if you can hear that off in the distance. Some barking dogs. So hopefully that won't be an issue on the video. At least not all night anyways. There is you know, anywhere in Oklahoma is pretty much been inhabited by Native Americans, you know, when they got moved on the Trail of Tears. So basically anywhere there's spots where you can find arrowheads, you just have to keep your eyes open. I actually never found one yet, so maybe we'll find one on camera one day together. Be pretty neat. All right. Well, I can see all the way across right here. It doesn't look like there's a channel of water. We'll go see just in case. All right, well, looks like we found the dirt road. I knew there was a dirt road over here somewhere. Cool. Well, right through those trees, that's where our camp is, so hopefully we won't get spotted. No off-road vehicles or off-roading. Well, we're not in the vehicle. I don't know if you could park on that road and walk in here. I mean, this is definitely somebody's property. So, pretty sure they wouldn't be excited about the idea of that. However, I'm sure somebody's tried it. Alright. Try to leave some of this footage a bit more raw. Help me get more comfortable with talking to the camera. And also, you know, a lot of people, I assume, want to see that. So, we'll give it a shot and see. See if that's something you guys like. After all, I'm not making this for me. I'm making this for you guys. It's nice that I get to enjoy it, and of course I'll always try to do things that I enjoy, because we do things we enjoy. We don't do things that we don't enjoy that are a chore. So, yes, always try to do things I enjoy, but it's mainly for you guys. We enjoy similar things. I guess that's why we're all here. So, kind of hard to beat. Or a win-win, I guess you could say. Alright, well, it doesn't look like we're going to see any more water. So, we're going to cut back across to the other little channel. See what's over there. See you in a minute. Alright. Found ourselves another pool over here. Cool. Walk this little ridge here and see if you guys can laugh at me as I fall down it. You never know. It's like a pillow or somebody's trash or something down there in that. It really is a shame that our places have so much trash in them nowadays. If people would, you know, throw away things properly and dispose of them properly, we wouldn't have this problem. Unfortunately, you can't really, you know, get a lot of this stuff. You know, what am I going to do? Haul it back in the kayak? I can only get so much of it. Like somebody's hunter orange vests. Yeah. Somebody's been back here hunting and lost their vest. I don't know if they just set it down and forgot to pick it up, or they weren't supposed to be back here and took off running, or what. But if you're missing it, I know where it's at. Alright. Well, doesn't look like there's going to be much up this way either, so might as well start heading back towards camp. So I noticed these bigger channels and stuff. You know, anybody who's got like 15,000 subscribers and up, they all have like a brand, little slogans and stuff. So I've been thinking of different ones that feel natural, that are me and are entertaining, maybe even funny or something. So we'll have to see what happens here. Something I say a lot is, yeah, buddy. So something you'll probably hear me say. Guys, look at this tree right here. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's my hand, and that's how big that tree is. There's no way that 3 of me could wrap my arms around this tree. Big sycamore. It's one of the biggest sycamores I've seen. I'm a pretty good sized guy, so that's a big tree. Pretty neat. Big old vine growing up it. That's a big one too, but not nearly as big as that one. That's cool. You don't see them that big very often. Usually you get chopped down or the wind gets them. All right. See what else we can find back here. You never know. Big log jam over there. I think we'll just follow this hillside back here and see where it goes. We know where it's going to go, but what will we find along the way? Something's been rooting around down here in this little secluded green valley. I mean, it's really sheltered because the wind's kind of kicked up today since we've made camp and everything. And I can't feel the slightest breeze down here. This is nice. The problem with camping or something in a spot like this is, you know, heat rises and the cold air sinks to the bottom. So even though there might not be a ton of wind, it would be pretty cold down here. It was cold outside. But might be worth it. Trade-off might be worth it. Sure is a lot of neat looking rocks and stuff down here. I don't know the names to some of them, but sure are pretty. If anybody knows the name to that one, let me know. One of the first times I came down here, guy had a tree stand in that sycamore tree that's been over right there. But the water does get pretty high down here. And it either fell out of the tree or got washed out of the tree, because I'm not seeing it anymore. These batteries, they just don't last very long on 4K, so I have 3 batteries. Try to keep them charged up and rotating. May have to get a 4th battery. A lot of my videos have been sort of longer and just uses up a lot of juice. I don't know if you guys enjoy the longer videos. It seems like people are enjoying them. The last video got the most views, so I like to keep them 20 to 30 minutes to an hour, you know. So I won't give away too many details about one of my upcoming videos, but I will say this. It's probably going to be a 2-part video, and one of the parts, maybe a 3-part video. But I will say that we'll be making a survival shelter as part of it. So I haven't made a ton of survival shelters, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. And of course, you know, we'll have to stay in it one way or the other, whether it's good or bad. But we'll have to stay in it regardless. All right, let me give you a view of Turtle Rock from this side, where we're going to be camping tonight. Pretty neat. Ever since I first saw this, I really liked this spot, so I wanted to camp from the first time I found it. Finally getting to do it. The only way I knew to stealth camp this without being caught was to kayak in from the lake and walk up this little spring and come up here and camp, stealth camp. So we'll see how it goes. I have faith that we'll be just fine. Get up here and get hydrated some more, and maybe make us some lunch. It's 12 o'clock, so maybe get up here and make us some lunch. Swap batteries again. Get this one charging with the other one. All right, guys. See you in a minute. So I think what we're going to do is make us some ramen for lunch, a snack on this blueberry muffin, and I brought some beef sticks. We're just going to do something simple, something good, and then tonight we'll make some of those cheesy dogs that I got and some chips, something a little bit more substantial. Then in the morning, got some bacon and eggs that we'll make, and got a new little cook set, so see how that works out. Trying to accumulate some gear and get everything I need to make fun videos and just have a good time doing this. So I'm going to enjoy this muffin, and then I'll show you what I got in my crate and show you some tinder that I have. We'll try to make a fire with some tinder that I found. All right, see you guys in a minute. You know, I just sort of had an epiphany, I think. People who know me would probably agree about this. You know, I have a well-rounded type personality, and when I come out here and do things like this, I would like to think that I'm pretty well-rounded in that too. But so I know survival things, I know just regular camping things, and different techniques and different stuff, different ways of doing things. Like I'll bring a tarp and I'll camp that way, or bring a tent and camp. RV camped a couple times. I like being out in nature, really, so anything, you know, outdoors is going to be good. Not really prefer to be in an RV. The right situation, though, definitely can be a lot of fun. But anyways, long story short, you know, part of my brand could be Huckleberry Finnet. Because I'm not really a survivalist, not really a straight up camper. Huckleberry Finnet. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But anyways, kind of came to me. Let's see what we think about it. All right, guys. Let's show you what we got here in our little box here. Take these bungees off. Just carrying my gear and stuff up here. Found this tinder that we can use to start the fire. So once we get a flame going, we can toss that on there. And of course we'll have some small sticks. And we got some dry grass that should go up pretty quickly. Alright, so there's that. Now, show you what we got here in our kit. This is a new kit that I just got. Actually, it was supposed to be a Christmas present, but my wife let me open it last night because she knew that it'd be handy to have on today's trip here. So we've got a little skillet. Blow some of this grass out of here. We got a skillet, a little measuring cup or a cup, a little skillet's got a handle on it. Not bad for one. Then we've got a little bowl slash plate, stainless steel. So that'll be nice. I'll have to lug a big plastic plate anymore. And then this could either be a bigger bowl or soup or stew or whatever. I guess you could boil liquids in it if you wanted to. And then there's a little folding handle. So not bad. We'll see. Hopefully I can fit my hot dogs in here when we go to do them tonight. But yeah, that's my new kit that she got me. Pretty lucky. She also got me this mug right here. That can be put on the fire so liquids can stay hot and stuff. So that'll be nice to have. Went by Cabela's, picked up these cam jams, cord tighteners. I know a few knots, nothing to, win any awards, but you put your rope in right here, and then you just pull this, and then you can tighten your rope down. And yeah, we'll have to try it. We'll have to try it out in one of our next videos where we take the tarp and actually use it. I don't think we're going to need the tarp here. Plus these trees, they're not really the right space apart to use for that. And then here, got my boiling pot. Got this at Cabela's. And inside I just have some ramen and some hot cocoa and stuff like that. It's been pretty nice using that. You guys seen me make hot cocoa on the 10 Killer Island where the goats were. A couple of bloopers. Yeah, I remember those. Brought my tackle box, but it was just in here, honestly. I don't have my pole All the fish in this lake are going to be in the deeper water anyways, so it's not really going to make too much of a difference. Then we have a little gas stove that we'll cook with later on tonight, and have some trout line, some tent stakes. I got a little lantern in here, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy, guys, just stuff to make our time out here a little bit more fun. Got some pistachios to munch on if I need them. I did find this on the way over here. Little turtle shell. Little turtle shell, so leave this up here on Turtle Rock, and definitely be Turtle Rock then. Alright, guys, well, hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of my gear, and I think we'll get some ramen cooking here and give you a shot of that when we get that far. Alright, guys, let's try these Better Goods beef sticks, slowly cooked in a smokehouse, double smoked, made with 100% USA Angus beef. I haven't tried these Better Goods ones from Walmart, so this will be interesting. They had a few different ones to pick from. It's like the old beef sticks. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Alright, guys, see you in a minute when we got the ramen going. Alright, guys, let's go grab some water. I know what some of you are thinking, like, oh my god, is he really gonna get water out of that, you know? And I promise you, once that we boil it, it won't be any worse than tap water you get at home. All right. All right, guys. Look at that. Crystal clear water. That'll work. Let's see if we can get a better shot over here. Crystal clear. By the time we boil it, By the time we boil it, it'll be completely safe to drink or to cook with. All right, let's get up here. We'll get this ramen going. All right, let's get our stove set up. Try to make this somewhat level. All right. Get rid of a little bit of this water. There. All right. Let's get this stove turned on. Hopefully it's not too windy. We can get this cooked without any problems. Got a little breeze coming in here though. Got the creamy chicken flavor ramen. So far, this one's my favorite ramen that I've found. What's your guys' favorite ramen flavors? Let me know in the comments below. Some people will wait to put the seasoning in there when it's cooking better or when it's done. I don't think it really matters. As long as you get it in there. That's really the main thing. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I used my little outdoor kitchen set as a wind block for the Jetboil. My hand can sit here, so it's not too hot. It's not gonna catch on fire, but it does seem to be helping a little bit with the wind. Give that a few minutes and let that cook up. Starting to get there. Very good.
That morning sun made its way.
All right, let's see if we can get some of this broth off of here. There we go. Cheers. All right, guys. Got the ramen all the way done. It's cooled off a little bit. Not too shabby. Perfect. Perfect. Just a beautiful day for something like this. Cheers. All right. We're going to try to do we're going to try to start this fire by ferro rod. This is a lightning strike fire starter. And this thing's amazing. All right, here we go. Works like a charm. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. We're kind of in a interesting spot on top of this rock in between these two trees. Okay. Let's get this fire going here. All right. Not bad, guys. We got the fire going. Beautiful down here. Had to come and get one more shot of this before sunset. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on the surface of the water, there's mosquitoes landing. And all these little ripples right here are the minnows and shiners just devouring them. Pretty cool. I hate mosquitoes, so go to town. That's awesome. Let's go see the sunset over here. It's crazy because up at the camp it doesn't seem like there's that many mosquitoes. But down here by the water, they're everywhere. And I guess this light kind of helps us see them better. Helps me see them better. All right, here's the lake. It comes in and feeds, or I should say the spring feeds the lake. Kind of neat little ecosystem right here where it feeds into the lake. This grass everywhere. It's kind of neat. Only spot like that down here. All right, guys. It's time to get some dinner going. Got the fire going. And cook us up some hot dogs over the fire here. Got our water that we gathered from the creek. See how this new pot cooks. Well, got another blooper. Dang it. It's a good thing I got extra water. Okay. Let's try again. Let's do another shameless plug. We're going to have some Mountain View cheesy hot dogs. And they do not sponsor me. I just really like them. Keep this fire going. Not too shabby. Not too shabby, boys. Oh yeah, water's getting hot. Alright, looks like that's gonna work perfectly. Gonna enjoy the Mountain Dew Kickstart. with my dinner. Get those bad boys to boiling. We'll try these King's Hawaiian hot dog buns. They got a little 4-pack at Walmart that you can get instead of wasting a whole package of buns or buying a whole package of buns. Oh yeah, it's not bad. Not too shabby. All right, got the hot dogs done. These hot dog buns are nice and soft. And I don't know if it's just the pack they sent me, but they're not pre-sliced. So, let's take our knife, cut them bad boys open. Oh yeah. And we got a little cheese to put on there. Oh yeah, not too bad right there. Well guys, the old Mountain View cheesy dogs, pretty good.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours, bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. People like
Finally started cooling off
you, wish I could just wake up.
after the sun went down. Starting to feel good again. Like campfire weather.
Living in the new world. With the
Mm.
old soul.
So good.
Rich men vote for Richmond, Lord knows that rich men.
All right, guys.
With politicians.
I'm going to enjoy these and just sit here and listen to the music
On an island somewhere.
and enjoy the fire. See you in a little bit.
In the street, ain't got
Well, I tried to get a cool night shot, but it's not quite the same. Let's see what the old Pearl Rock looks like from down below at night. Nice and toasty up here on old Turtle Rock. Show you what we got for our sleeping tonight. So we just got sleeping pad down, a little blanket on top of it, and then a blanket, my air blow up pillow. So, not bad, guys. Not bad. All right, guys, I'm going to hit the hay. See you in the morning. Morning, guys. A little chilly last night. I think it got down a lot colder than what they said. Feels like it was in the 40s. My little blanket kept me warm, but just barely. I was comfortable, but just barely. My ride's going to be here before too long, so I need to get breakfast going and pack up camp and get headed back. So let's get started. All right. Bacon going. Oh yeah, that smells good. All right. Put the eggs on here in a second. All right, let's see how this goes. Well, these may be a little different, but hey, they'll still be eggs, so that'll work. While we're waiting, let's try this Red Bull Wild Berries. Gotta be honest with you, it's really not that good. Yep, I'll go ahead and drink it anyways. All right. We have a sprinkling of cheese left from yesterday from the hot dogs. Go ahead and add that. Let's put our bacon back on there to get it warmed up. All right. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. Got some bacon and slightly cheesy eggs. Didn't have much cheese left, but hey, it'll work. Not bad at all. Yeah, it got much colder than what they said last night, which is good because I'd rather be cold than hot. But if it would have been 5 or 10 degrees cooler, I would have had to make some changes for sure. I had my other blanket that I could have put on, so probably would have been fine. But I wanted it to protect it in case of embers and stuff. So it worked out good. It's pretty crazy last night. There's a big rock right over here beside me where an armadillo lives. He was rooting around in there about 9:30 and kind of startled me at first until I found out what it was. It's like 12 feet from where my head was. Then a little bit later, a whole bunch of things came moving through the woods at night, and it was like an army of raccoons. There was probably 8 or so, and they didn't bother me, but it was a interesting night. I wasn't expecting there to be this much wildlife out here. Once I figured out what it was, I went right back to sleep, but yep, pretty interesting. Eat this breakfast and load everything back up onto the kayaks and then paddle back to the boat ramp and we'll get out of here. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish my breakfast. See you in a little bit. All right, let's get this packed up. We're gonna need that leftover water. Just wash these up good when I get home. All right, not bad. Got one ramen left. We got some hot cocoa for next time. I really love this pot right here. That handle folds and keeps the lid on, and it has a big volume, so works well for a lot of stuff, and it's still pretty light. Love that. Okay, let's get the old Teton Outdoors pillow. Get that bad boy deflated. This pillow actually kept my head warm all night. I was surprised for just being inflatable. I was really surprised, to be honest. It was comfortable too. All right. See if we can get this thing back in the bag. Nothing ever goes in the bag the way that it came out. My Teton Celsius 0-degree sleeping bag, I was at Cabela's the other day, and I grabbed not only those line tensioners, but I also got a dry bag to put my sleeping bag in. So hopefully it'll be cold enough for me to use my sleeping bag the next video, and you guys will get a chance to see that in action. See if we can get a little bit more air out of this. There we go. Almost, but not quite enough. See if that was enough. I know this is not supposed to be this difficult, but these things never want to go back in the bag the way they came out. If you guys have a secret, I'd love to know. All right. It's as easy as that, right? All right, guys. I'm going to keep on packing up camp. See you shortly. Just a beautiful foggy morning. All right, guys. We'll sit by the fire a few minutes and then we'll start packing up and head back to the kayak. All right. Let's make a trip If I was 20 years younger, I would be fighting to not leave here. As I've gotten older, you get used to your comforts, but still really enjoy places like this. And so far, we stealthed in here successfully. Let's see if we can get out of here. Okay. See if the kayaks are still beached. Well, kayaks are still here. Look at that view. Gorgeous. Minnows are over here feeding. We did have one car that drove by last night when it was good and dark. And the fire was starting to die out, but it was still going a little bit. So they might not have said anything. Well, they might not have reported us. Obviously. All right. You look straight through there, I can barely see the glint of the fire, so probably be even harder for you guys on the camera. All right, I'll get all this stuff packed down here, and then we'll head out. All right, let's go get the last load. All them raccoons moving around last night. Trying to find the right word. I was concerned about what they were. You know, bobcats or coyotes or whatever. I don't think they would really attack anybody, but it's possible they could be dangerous. But once I figured out it was coyotes, it didn't bother me at all. Once I figured out that it was raccoons, it didn't bother me at all. Home sweet home. It was a nice little camp. All right. Well, let's make this Turtle Rock a real Turtle Rock. We'll have to come back and see if this is still here. Turtle Rock. All right, guys. One more trip around Turtle Rock before we load the kayak up and head back. All right, it's time to head out. Had a good stiff breeze this morning. The Dinghy Hauler 9000 all loaded up. I misplaced my bigger bungees, so it's gonna have to make do with that little one. I don't have far to go, so that's a bonus. Okay. Here we go. Not bad. Just gotta fight this wind getting back. A couple of boats just launched at the boat ramp, it looks like. Civilian boats. Morning, fellas. What's that?
Catch them all back there?
Didn't get any.
Oh.
But it's beautiful. It better than being at the office anyway, so. Have a good one. Morning. Good. How about you guys?
Good.
Just enjoying the great outdoors, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Can't beat it.
This end, boy.
No, we can't ask for any better, honestly. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, please like and subscribe. See you on the next one.